Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. Well, today we have a very interesting cigar. The new cigar from J.C. Newman, the Yagua. It is technically 6 by 54, but you will not find much of a roundness in this cigar. Look at the different changes. There's your actual density. Now, this cigar that I'm holding is unlike most of the others, and they're unlike most of the others too, because everyone has their own little shape. Look at this shape. It's sort of flat on the bottom and curved, a lot like a cigar we did a few weeks ago. I referenced a flat bottom cigar in that video, and this is the one I was talking about. Now, not all of them have a flat bottom, but when they're rolled and put in rolls and wrapped with that Yagua leaf, they sort of squeeze together and just form different shapes. I mean, they're wet rolls, so they're going to be a little flexible. So that's interesting. I mean, you just don't see that anywhere else. But the cigar looks nice, has a good feel in the hand. So the intro was long because I wanted you to see all the information. So now let's just get right to it. The new cigar from J.C. Newman, Yagua. Definitely the most interesting shaped cigar I've come across, and the story behind it is just as interesting. Very interesting. I believe that'll work. It's a little firm. One thing I've noticed from having several of these is when you get them, check the draw, because since they're wet packed, they may need to sit in a 62-64% humidor for a while to thoroughly dry, to make sure they're good and dry. Well, your initial flavors, you will get a distinctive orange peel and quite a bit of it, but you also get a lot of a very sweet orange citrus that has with it a lot of brown sugar. So you take the brown sugar sweetness and add it to the orange citrus sweetness, and you get that unique flavor. Quite a bit of cinnamon, some nice creamy nutmeg, some dark chocolate notes. Not a lot of chocolate influence, even though this is a Maduro wrapper, but it's a little dark chocolate and a nice black coffee base. Black pepper at about 7.5. So that is how you start. You got a sweet start. This curved a little bit by the orange peel, but nice dark notes. Nice little start. Well, I'm only about an inch in, and look at 22 minutes to get to this point. It's a very slow burning cigar, but I wanted to come back and just tell you that the overwhelming amount of orange peel notes has really started to filter away, or it's going into the background. You will really notice the extremely sweet, tangy, somewhat rich orange citrus and brown sugar and cinnamon. The dark chocolate notes I spoke of, I'm finding them hard to find because there's so much sweet orange citrus and brown sugar. The black coffee is there. Perhaps they are there and will come out later as we go through the cigar. But a lot of nice sweet notes here. Makes a big transition in that 20 minutes, which is only about an inch. First third. A couple things have sort of changed, but not anything for the worse. You still have plenty of a very sweet, tangy, rich orange citrus, brown sugar, cinnamon. Still have the nutmeg, but it is creamy and just acts as a small bridge. Quick little jump over to what is now apparently some nice chocolate. A lower level amount, but it has a little sweetness to it to go with the black coffee, because you get something else besides black coffee at the base, and it is a little bit of that dark chocolate. The finish is very sweet. It is nutmeg and orange citrus. The lingering black pepper is modest. Not a lot right now. Front end black pepper is fine. Cigar is medium bodied, but it is very sweet and very tasty, and you have a sufficient amount of low level notes to even it out somewhat. It's much heavier on the sweet notes than it is on the dark notes, but it's very enjoyable. For the first third, it is just really sweet and juicy and good. I'm rating it 95. So that's a very good first third. I want to see how we transition. And look at the burn time, 41 minutes for the first third. So you're going to get your money's worth out of this cigar. So let's see what we have in the second third. Into the second third. And this is going to be another one of those quick reports. Nothing's changed. Nothing significant. You might get a little more nutmeg than you did before, just a little. But you're still going to fixate and notice that extreme sweetness. The lower level notes are there, and they have to be there. You'd have nothing but a piece of candy. But they are there. Not changing the score. 95. Not enough change that you're going to notice any difference. It's still an excellent cigar. So let's see what the final third has. Well, we're down to the end, so let's wrap it up. This is a very consistent cigar. You really don't get a lot of note changes. I would say nobody's going to notice them. I've tried to be critical when I said that nutmeg sort of crept up in the second third. It did, but you won't really notice much of that. It just continues with that sweet, juicy orange citrus, brown sugar, cinnamon. The nutmeg is there. It's very manageable. Very light, if any, dark chocolate, and that's not even a deal breaker. That's not a deal breaker. You got a nice black coffee base. Pepper is very good on the front end and much improved as the cigar burns on the finish. Finish is unchanged, by the way. Full bodied. From the outset, it kept creeping up, and we managed to hit full body. And what an incredible burn time. 2 hours and 5 minutes out of a Toro. Almost unheard of. Fantastic burn time. But this is an excellent cigar. And if you're lucky enough to find them, you've got to try it. They've been selling like crazy, and I see why. I'm holding 95 for the final third. It's just really good. So that'll give you an overall score of 95. Excellent. Not much else to say. The new J.C. Newman Yagua, 95.